This right here is Nino Schurter, 10-time world champion and Olympic gold medalist in the sport of mountain biking. But what I admire most about him isn't just the titles. It's his perfect blend of skill, endurance, speed, and power that makes him one of the best to ever ride. Then there's me. I've got some power, but that's about it. So for the next week, I'll be training exactly like Nino, mimicking his diet, his recovery, and even his training, to see just how quickly I can improve and what it takes to be the best. But first, let's test my attributes to see how much I improve by the end of the week. Starting with skill, I'll be testing this with a simple track stand. It's a perfect way to pin a number on my balance and control on the bike. Yeah, we're gonna pretend like it didn't take 20 minutes to get that attempt, and move right on to endurance. To test this, I'm gonna time myself biking up this hill, starting at the red sign, and ending at this tree. Halfway in, it became apparent just how much I skipped cardio. My lungs felt like they were gonna explode. But despite that, we made it to the end in 1 minute and 5 seconds. But we can't forget about the best test of all, downhill speed. I picked out my favorite trail and sent it. Definitely lost some time going off the trail there, but overall, we finished it in 1 minute, 25 seconds. And finally, I'm going to test my power with a vertical jump. Now, I'll admit, marking it with a Sharpie maybe isn't the best way to go about it, but it works, alright? Now that we know where we're at attribute-wise, let's get into the training. Day 1's training will focus on core, balance, and coordination. Nino tends to use balance balls, yoga balls, and jump ropes pretty often in his training. Luckily for me, I had all these things just sitting around. There's 9 exercises total, split into 3 leg, 3 arm, and 3 core exercises. But Nino doesn't count reps, he counts time. Each exercise is done for 1 minute, and afterwards, he does 20 seconds of active rest. Basically, after each exercise, instead of resting, I'll be sitting on a balance ball, jump roping with my eyes closed, or juggling. Which, by the way, I can't juggle, so I won't be doing that one. This style of training is actually genius. See, when you're mountain biking, there is no rest. So these active rests he does trains your balance and coordination while pre-fatigued, translating perfectly to the trail. I was kind of worried going into this just because of how unique this style of training is. See, I'm used to the traditional strength training, like bench press, shoulder press, rows, so all this balance ball buffoonery was a bit intimidating. But the only exercises that were really hard were the ab rollout and the Russian twists. Probably because I tend to skip abs. Anyways, 9 sets of tomfoolery later, and it hit me. These exercises are done as blocks. That means I have to do them all again, twice. So, we grinded it out, and now it was time to feast. As far as post-workout meals go, Nino likes to drink a protein shake. His recipe consists of coconut water, 1 banana, some nut butter, and pro tip, if you wet the spoon, the peanut butter comes off perfectly, and protein powder. He also adds L-glutamine powder, but I don't got any, so I'll be using chicken instead as it has the most L-glutamine out of any food I could find. Time to try this shit out. It's actually not as bad as I thought. Well, I take it back. This shit is horrible. He also has a snack later in the day, but as a wise man once said,
But I want it now!
Just some sourdough bread with avocado oil and salt, then an avocado on the side. Dude sure loves his avocados. I was really starting to slow down on this meal. I was already full from the shake and the quesadilla, and this was immediately after, which, by the way, he doesn't do. No one was forcing me to do this. I don't know why I did it. I'm going to lay down. Alright, it's the next day, and this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. So far, I'm noticing my core is extremely sore. My legs don't exactly feel sore, just weak. Good thing I'm not riding my bike or anything today. Anyways, I'm just getting warmed up for day 2, which is HIIT, high intensity interval training, to improve my VO2 max. No, that can't be right. Who agreed to this? Was it you? No. I never agreed to do cardio. Can't we just do more yoga ball stuff? Maybe do a mukbang after? No? I have to do the cardio? Alright. Anyways, as I was saying, high intensity interval training. Basically, I'll be biking as hard and as fast as I possibly can for 5 minutes straight. Which doesn't sound too bad till you realize it's for a total of 30 minutes. That's 5 minutes at maximum effort, 6 times. Man, good thing I love cardio, huh? Anyways, that's enough warm up. Let's get this over with. I'm not going to bore you with 5 more minutes of montages, so here's the gist of it. And we're back at the base, making the post-workout shake, and that's that for day 2. It would seem I've caught a break, because day 3 is a whole day of recovery. It's like Hanukkah came early this year. You've already seen me eat the shakes and the avocado, so we're skipping that and going right to the stretching. Or yoga? I don't know. Different cheek of the same ass, if you ask me. You know, some of these I feel like I should be making you pay for. Maybe posting them on an alternative website, too. But I guess liking and subscribing is payment enough. Anyways, he does this with a whole class, but I'll just be doing it alone in my basement. After a little bit of this, a little bit of that, even some of these and some of those, we were finished. Oh, I forgot these babies. Stretches are complete. Now it's time to get a massage. Massages are perfect, not just for your muscles, but for your mind. Being able to sit back, relax, and properly de-stress is a very powerful thing. He also likes to listen to relaxing music during, so sit back, relax, and feel free to follow along with this gentle massage. Nine hours of sleep later, and it's day 4. Good thing for that day of recovery, because we've got strength and power training today. I'm starting with some dynamic stretches and going right into the squats. Warming up is especially important today, because we're doing 3 to 5 heavy reps, for a total of 4 sets. Nino only does half squats, which, at first, I didn't understand. Why wouldn't he just go ass to grass? Wouldn't that make him stronger? The answer is no, it wouldn't. Not for biking, at least. See, when you're on a bike, you never go down to a full squat position. So half squats allow you to load more weight and better train the range of motion you'll actually be doing. Right after the squats, he goes into box jumps for 5 reps. Starting these sitting down really helps train the fast twitch muscle fibers, which are responsible for explosive power, aka improving that vertical jump for the end of the week. Now, we rest 5 minutes and run it back. I was honestly surprised at just how little he does for power training. Just the 4 sets of squats and box jumps, and that's that. I guess it makes sense given that he's always using his legs for biking. Anyways, you know what's next, so don't let me bore you. More squats, more jumps, more meals I didn't record, and on to day 5. Today we'll be going over simple riding techniques and form that most people get wrong, myself included. That includes how to climb, how to descend, and even tire pressure. Supposedly, you should be able to feel your rim if you push down with all your weight. Now, I'm no tire specialist, so I don't know how accurate this is, but I'm going to try it so you don't have to. Next up, I'm going to be learning proper climbing technique. He first recommends that your chest should be down, your elbows should be out, then sit on your saddle nose. Or, in normal people words, sit with the seat up your ass. The idea is to keep your weight low enough where your front wheel isn't lifting up, but your back stays grippy. While my form may not be perfect, I do feel much stronger on the climbs. As far as downhills, he recommends keeping a neutral center of gravity, horizontal cranks, obviously, elbows out, keep your legs mostly straight with your chest down, and scan the trail ahead. Pretty simple stuff, really. I just had to get my chest down a bit more and maybe keep my legs slightly more straight. And that's pretty much the gist of day 5. Other than repeated climbing over and over, it wasn't too bad. On day 6, we're back to the technique work, but for bunny hops and jumps this time. Starting with bunny hops, this is something I'm absolutely terrible at. You're meant to push the suspension down and shift your weight back to get the front wheel up. Then when your front wheel is up, you move your weight back. You get all that? Oh, you did? Good. See, my issue lies in step 1. Suspension down and weight back. When I try it looks like this. Yeah, I'm not going to bore you with too much of this because I basically just biked back and forth jumping up and down. Well, I didn't get it exactly. I did start getting more comfortable moving my weight back. Now, onto the jumps. While I'm doing these jumps, all I can think of is, holy shit, I'm flying. I'm getting so much air. And then I rewatch the footage and I'm filled with shame. But regardless, now that we're warmed up, we're moving on to the bigger jump, which again, feels like I'm fucking flying, but we're barely getting off the ground. None of that matters though, because with each jump, I get more and more comfortable behind the bars, which hopefully translates to the tests. Speaking of, couldn't find out what Nino does on his final day of the week, so on day 7, I'll be retesting my attributes. Starting with skill. Last week I got 4 seconds. If you ask me, I think that 4 seconds is actually a pretty long time. Definitely above average, given the circumstances. Anyways, I lasted an extra 3 seconds this time, which I'm pretty proud about. Next up, we've got endurance. The goal is to make it up this hill in under a minute and 5 seconds. I was already fatigued from work and the gym, but that didn't matter. I gave it my all. Every bit of effort I could muster up went into this climb. And my god, it made all the difference. Because we made it up in 57 seconds. Now, onto speed. Last week, my time was 1 minute and 24 seconds. So, let's get to it. I'm already pre-fatigued from the endurance test, so my mind was more at not falling off my bike than trying to get crazy speed. But something as simple as pedaling, where I would usually coast, could make all the difference. If I'm being real, this run sucked. The whole time I felt so slow and like I was about to fall off my bike any second. So when I rewatched the footage and seen I was actually faster, I was astonished. So, I'm pretty happy about that. So far I've improved in every category. Let's see if we can get 4 for 4. Yep, that's right. 1 inch higher. At the start of this week, I was expecting to improve on maybe 1 or 2 of these, but all 4? I don't know, that's just crazy to me. So, am I a better mountain biker than I was just 7 days ago? Yeah, I'd say by some small amount, I am. I'm sure if I stuck to this routine longer, maybe a month, a year, the progress would be stellar, but I'm not gonna do that. Nino does this as his full-time career, and I just do it for fun. But one thing I will be continuing is the sourdough bread. That shit was delicious. Anyways, if you're still here for some reason, go watch this video where me and my friend mixed mountain biking with urban exploration.